Hello viewers, welcome to EduTube, your school support educational channel where you can learn and relearn everything. In this series, 50 Commandments in English Language, we dive deep into the essential rules and tips to improve your English proficiency, whether you are a student, a teacher, or just a native or non-native speaker looking to refine your English proficiency and skills and comprehensively understand the grammatical technicalities of the language. You are in the right place. Before we delve into today's lesson, if you are new to this channel or you are a returning viewer who has yet to subscribe, kindly click on the subscription button below this video to get notified of more academic lessons like this. And if you are a returning viewer who has subscribed already, we say a big thank you for your love and support always. I will see you in the class in a moment. Welcome back. So in our previous lesson, we stopped at commandment number 12, and today we are revealing commandment number 13. Just commandment number 13. Now what does commandment number 13 say? It states that you should not pluralize uncountable nouns and abstract nouns. Do not pluralize uncountable nouns and abstract nouns. Now let's explain the keywords, the terminologies in the commandment. First of all, pluralizing a noun means that you are making it plural by adding s or es or ies. That means basically to pluralize a noun, that means to make a noun multiples. To make a noun plural, that means to make it more than one, you simply add s or you add ies. But then this commandment is restricting us, is prohibiting us from doing same. It says that we should not pluralize uncountable nouns and abstract nouns. Now for us to obey this commandment, we need to properly understand what uncountable nouns are and abstract nouns, and that will give us a rationality of why we should not pluralize uncountable nouns and abstract nouns, which means we should not add s or es to uncountable nouns and abstract nouns. So let's begin with uncountable nouns. What are uncountable nouns? Uncountable nouns are also known as mass nouns. They are also known as mass nouns. So they refers to those things that cannot be counted in individual units. It refers to those things, those items that cannot be counted in individual units. For example, water. In fact, all liquids are abstract, they are uncountable nouns. So, for example, is water. Water is a liquid and it cannot be counted in a unit. So, water is an uncountable noun. Then we have food. Food is an uncountable noun. Furniture is an uncountable noun. Equipment is an uncountable noun. Information is an uncountable noun. Homework is an uncountable noun, and many more uncountable nouns that we have. Basically, all things that cannot be counted in individual units are in category of uncountable nouns. So this group of nouns, these uncountable nouns, we are prohibited to put s or es to form their plural. So we basically don't make their plural. They don't have plural. But then does it mean we cannot pluralize them? Yes, there are ways to pluralize them, but that's a lesson for another time. Okay, so now let them understand what an abstract noun is. What's an abstract noun? An abstract noun are nouns that represent ideas, that represent qualities, states of beings, emotions, and feelings, or rather than physical objects that can be perceived with our senses, with our 5 external senses. So abstract nouns, they are nouns that represent ideas, concepts, qualities, states of beings, rather than physical objects that can be perceived with our 5 senses. An example is love. Love is an abstract noun. We can feel it in our body, but we cannot feel it with our body. We can rather see it, neither can we touch it, neither can we smell it or taste it. Okay, so love is an abstract noun. And then we have hatred, we have anger, we have intelligence, we have arrogance, we have and many more abstract nouns that we have. So abstract nouns are basically those category of nouns that represent ideas, concepts, qualities, states of being, basically emotions and feelings which cannot be perceived with our physical senses. Okay, So let's take some sentence examples to elaborate the commandment number 13 that says that we should not pluralize uncountable nouns and abstract nouns. So the first example we have is water. Water is essential to life. Water is essential to life. We said already that water is an uncountable noun because it cannot be counted in units. But doesn't mean that we cannot make it plural. Yeah, we can make it plural, but we can add something called quantifiers to make it plural, or units of measurement. For example, if you have to quantify water, that means if you have to make water in plural sense, you can simply add something like quantifiers like buckets or cups to it to make it quantified, to make it pluralized. For example, there are 2 buckets of water in the backyard. There are 2 buckets of water in the backyard. But then it will be wrong. The fact that we have 2 buckets doesn't mean we should say 2 buckets of waters. So we don't pluralize uncountable nouns. We don't add s or es to them. So, okay? So even pluralizing, adding a quantifier to it, it's only the quantifier that will be pluralized, but the actual word, the actual uncountable nouns will not be pluralized. So 2 buckets of water, not buckets of waters. Okay, so water is essential to life is the correct thing to say, not waters are essential to life. However, there are exceptions to water particularly. Now, in the context of referring to sources of water, we could have waters. Then we can then pluralize waters, that is in the context of sources of water. For example, tap water, stream water, rain waters, and the rest like that. That is in the context of sources of water. But naturally, water is an uncountable noun because it cannot be counted in individual units. And then another example we have is we have not eaten much food today. We have not eaten much food today. Now, food is a kind of obscure, abstract, uncountable nouns to figure out, because food can be pluralized, can connote a plural sense sometimes as well. In the case when we have, in the context when we have types of foods, in the case when we have types of foods, but then naturally food is an uncountable noun. Okay, a sentence example is we have not eaten much food today. So it would be wrong to say we have not eaten much foods today, or we have not eaten many foods today. That would be outrightly wrong. The right thing to say, because food is an uncountable noun, so we say we have not eaten much food today. Okay, so much is a determiner that we use. Much, we have some, we have little, we have a little, and the rest like that. So those ones, they are determinants that we can add to uncountable nouns. Okay, so we have not eaten much food today, not we have not eaten much food today. And then the third example that we have is the information is accurate. Information is an uncountable noun. Okay, information is an uncountable noun, and that explains the reason why we have a singular verb after information. The information is accurate, not the informations are accurate. We don't pluralize information because information cannot be counted in individual units. Okay, so the information is accurate, not the informations are accurate. And example number 4 says that the furniture in my class is all bad. The furniture in my class is all bad. Furniture is also an uncountable noun. Yeah, you may be thinking table can be counted, chair can be counted, stool can be counted. Yeah, tables can be counted, chairs can be counted, stools can be counted, but all together they are called furniture. So furniture in an individual unit cannot be counted. So that is more reason why you mustn't pluralize furniture as stated by commandment number 13. So furniture the furniture in my class is all bad. Now you can see the word all is even used there to try to picture some senses of plurality, but then don't make that mistake of pluralizing your furniture, because furniture is an uncountable noun. The furniture in my class is all bad, not the furnitures in my class are all bad. That would be a blunder. Okay, then we have example number 5, which says that we are done with all our homework. Now these are very common grammatical errors that is committed majorly among pupils in the school or in the classroom, okay? Even among parents at home also. Have you done all your homeworks? That would be wrong. That's wrong to say. Homework is an uncountable noun. Homework is an uncountable noun. Regardless of the numbers of homework that you are given from school, homework is an uncountable noun, okay? So you might be giving some homework in your notebook. You might be giving some homework on your tab. You might be giving some homework in your Google Classroom. You might be giving some homework in your various textbooks. All of them all together, they are homework. So we are all done with our homework, okay? So that's the correct thing to say. And example number 6 says that our greatest fear has always been to die a pauper. Our greatest fear has always been to die a pauper. Now, I guess you might have figured out the abstract noun there. The abstract noun there is fear. Okay, so we are done with countable nouns. Now we have moved to abstract noun. Okay, so abstract noun, as we've explained, they are nouns that represent ideas, that represent concepts, qualities, state of being, emotions, feelings, and the rest like that. Okay, so different from physical objects that we can perceive with our external senses. Okay, so our greatest fear has always been to die a pauper. So fear is the abstract noun there. We cannot touch fear. We cannot feel our body. We cannot feel fear with our body, but we can feel fear in our body. I hope you get the difference. We can feel fear in our body, but we cannot feel fear with our body because fear is not a physical thing. Okay, so and neither can we taste it, neither can we see it. So fear is an abstract noun. So we don't pluralize abstract noun. Regardless of the numbers of people the fear is being associated with. So look, you see now they said our, that's a plural pronoun. So it would be wrong to say our greatest fears. That's a wrong English. That's a blunder. The right thing to say is our greatest fear has always, and you could see has coming after the fear as well to show that there is an agreement between the subject and the verb has, the anomalous verb has. So our greatest fear has always been to die a pauper, not our greatest fears have. So it would be wrong to say that, okay? So example number 7 says that boredom has been killing me since we vacated at school. Boredom has been killing me since we vacated at school. Boredom is also an abstract noun which you cannot feel, with your body. Neither can you touch, neither can you see, neither can you smell, neither can you taste. Okay, so boredom is something you feel inside your body. It is a state of being. It's an emotion or it's a feeling. Okay, so boredom is an abstract noun, so you don't pluralize boredom. You don't say boredoms. Boredoms are killing me, or boredoms have been killing me. So the correct thing to say is boredom has been killing me since we vacated at school. And then we have anger. Example number 8, anger. Anger is a road to destruction. Yeah, beware of anger. Anger is a road to destruction. That's an example, and also it's also an advice for you. It's also an advice, okay? So anger is a road to destruction. Now you can see the verb that comes after anger. The verb to be is a singular verb. So that is to tell you that a singular verb, that is to tell you that anger is a singular entity. Being an abstract noun, because it cannot be counted in individual units, that makes it a singular entity or a singular noun or subject. So anger is a road to destruction, not angers are a road to destruction. That's a bad English. Okay, number 9 says, example number 9 says, example number 9 says that their love is unparalleled. Their love is unparalleled. Their love is unparalleled. Now, that connotes maybe 2 or more people. So, it would be wrong to say their loves because we might think their is a plural. It's a plural possessive pronoun. So we might be tempted to say their loves. That would be wrong. Love is an abstract noun. We cannot count it. We cannot count it. So it's not a physical object. So their love, just love, not loves. So their love is unparalleled. unparalleled. So that means it would be wrong to say their loves are unparalleled. Regardless of the numbers of people you are trying to refer the love to or make the expression about, okay, their love is unparalleled. And then the last example we have is example number 10, which says that tolerance among people of diverse cultural backgrounds is essential for communal growth. Tolerance among people of diverse cultural backgrounds is essential for communal growth, okay? Our main focus of the content, tolerance. Tolerance is an abstract noun, tolerant, which comes from the word tolerate, to accommodate people. So tolerance is an abstract noun. So tolerance must be a singular, regardless of the numbers of people that we are associating it with, just like we said in number 9, in example number 9. So tolerance among people of diverse cultural backgrounds is essential for communal growth. Not tolerances among people. Not tolerances among people. That's a bad English. Tolerance, because it's abstract noun, and abstract nouns do not take s nor es. Abstract nouns do not take s nor es. We don't pluralize abstract noun, we don't pluralize uncountable nouns. So tolerance among people of diverse cultural backgrounds is essential for communal growth. Okay, so that is that about commandment number 13. It's basically the commandment number 13 is focused on nouns, abstract nouns and uncountable nouns. Okay, in our next lesson we are still going to talk more about nouns, but then we are done for today's lesson. If you are new to this channel, please click on the subscription button below this video to get notified of more academic lessons like this. And if you are a returning viewer who has yet to subscribe, please also click on the subscription button to encourage us to do more of this. And if you are a returning viewer who has subscribed already, we say a big thank you for your love and support. I will see you in the next lesson.